Ladies and gentlemen, that's not just a statement. That's a declaration, a reminder, a truth. Because every day you walk out that door, life is going to try you. It's going to test you. It's going to throw weight on your shoulders and see if you crumble or carry it like it's nothing. But when you know who you are, when you know what you're made of, then no matter what comes, you look it dead in the eye and say, I'm built for this. Built for the long nights when nobody's clapping for you. Built for the early mornings when your body's tired but your purpose is loud. Built for the seasons of silence when your name's not getting called but your grind is still speaking volumes. You see, some folks only show up when it's easy, when the weather's right, when the crowd is cheering, but you were made to show up in the storm. You were designed to operate under pressure because greatness is not grown in comfort. It's forged in fire. And you are fireproof. Understand this, every scar on you has a story. Every setback was a setup. Every no you heard was just life's way of saying, not yet, keep going. And every time you didn't quit, you proved that this calling, this path, this mission, it chose the right one. Because you didn't fold, you didn't run, you didn't look for shortcuts, you showed up, you kept showing up. Even when you were doubted, underestimated, overlooked, you still rose. That's not coincidence. That's design. That's the blueprint of someone who is built for it. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to believe. Believe that even in the middle of chaos, you're still capable. Believe that even when things don't make sense, your strength isn't gone, it's just being stretched. Believe that your resilience is louder than your fear, that your discipline is stronger than your doubt. Because the moment you start to believe that you're built for it, really believe it, that's when you stop looking at obstacles as problems and start seeing them as preparation. There are people out there who want the reward but don't want the responsibility. People who pray for the spotlight but hide from the struggle. But you were made for both. The struggle and the spotlight, the dirt and the destiny. You understand that the climb is what makes the view worth it. You understand that if it came easy, it wouldn't be yours. And when the world tries to question your worth, your voice, your position, you don't flinch, you don't shake. You just stand taller and remind yourself, I am built for this. Built for the heartbreaks that tried to break you. Built for the failures that were meant to finish you. Built for the moments when you had nothing left but faith and you held on anyway. Because the strongest people aren't the ones who avoid the fire. They're the ones who walk through it and come out refined, more focused, more dangerous, more ready. So don't envy the easy road. Don't wish for less weight. Just train to lift more, because you weren't made to survive this thing. You were made to conquer it. You're not here by accident. You're here on assignment. And that assignment, it's bigger than the pain, bigger than the doubt, bigger than the fear. You see, when you realize you're built for it, you stop asking why me and start saying try me. You stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. You stop apologizing for dreaming big, walking bold, and moving different, because you understand now you're not here to blend in. You're here to build something. Legacy, impact, change. So next time you feel like quitting, I want you to stop, breathe, and remember who you are. Remember the nights you prayed for what you have now. Remember the fights you already won. Remember the moments you almost gave up but didn't. That's not weakness. That's warrior DNA. That's what it means to be forged in difficulty. You've been through too much to walk away now. You've sacrificed too much to fold now. Your story isn't finished. Your fire isn't out. This is just another chapter. And every chapter requires a stronger version of you. That's growth. That's purpose, molding you, stretching you, evolving you into what you were always meant to be. Let me know when you're ready for the next one, or if you want a different flavor, maybe more poetic, more raw, or more cinematic. Absolutely. Here's keynote no 0.2. My dreams are worth the grind, expanded into a 900-word Denzel-style monologue, commanding, soulful, and driven with purpose, no ending sentences, no headings. My dreams are worth the grind, not just worth thinking about, not just worth writing down in some journal you never open again. They're worth the pain, the sweat, the setbacks, the lonely nights, and the quiet mornings when nobody's watching, but you still show up anyway, because dreams without work are just wishes. And I don't wake up every day to wish. I wake up to work. I wake up to earn every step forward, because what I see in my mind, what I feel in my heart, it's bigger than my fear. It's bigger than my excuses. And sure as hell bigger than any voice that ever told me, you can't. You see, when your dream is real, when it's yours, you don't need the world to clap for you. You don't need a crowd. You don't need constant validation. What you need is grit. What you need is faith. What you need is the kind of inner fire that keeps burning even when the lights go out, even when nobody believes, even when the progress is slow and the mountain seems too steep. Because you know something deep down, something that keeps pulling you forward no matter how heavy life feels. That dream, that vision, it chose you. And you don't take that lightly. People love to talk about the dream, but they don't always want the grind. They love the idea, but they fold in the pressure. But pressure is where diamonds are born. Pressure is where the weak get separated from the warriors. So when the alarm goes off early and your body says, stay in bed, you remind yourself, my dreams are worth the grind. When that door slams in your face, when that rejection hits, when nothing seems to be moving, you dig deeper, because that's what it takes. That's what's required. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, every single day. There's beauty in the grind. That's what they don't tell you. There's beauty in showing up when nobody's watching. There's strength in doing the work when the results haven't come yet. That's where you become unshakable. That's where you learn patience. That's where you separate your feelings from your purpose. Because your feelings will lie to you. Your feelings will say, take it easy. Your feelings will say, this is too hard. But your purpose, that never changes. Your purpose doesn't get tired. Your purpose doesn't check the weather to see if it's a good day to grow. Your purpose gets up and grinds because it knows, if I don't do it, nobody's doing it for me. Every time you choose to keep going when it's hard, every time you get back up after a failure, every time you sacrifice something comfortable for something meaningful, you're proving that you're not just a dreamer, you're a doer, you're a builder, you're a finisher. Because let me tell you something, dreaming big is the easy part. Everyone has a dream, but putting the work in when nobody's clapping, that's rare. That's sacred. That's what separates those who watch the game from those who change it. You've got something in you. You've had it since the beginning. Maybe the world hasn't seen it yet. Maybe they don't recognize it, but you know it's there. You feel it. And that's why you grind. That's why you stay late when others leave. That's why you rehearse the lines. You revise the plan. You take the extra reps. You run that extra mile, because something in your soul is saying, we're not done yet. And every drop of sweat, every hour of lost sleep, every time you say no to distraction, that's you investing in the life you were meant to live. They might not get it. They might call you obsessed. They might not understand why you move the way you do, why you push so hard, why you sacrifice so much. That's okay. It's not their dream. It's yours. It wasn't meant to make sense to them. It was meant to move you. And when it moves you, you can't sit still. You can't fake it. You can't ignore it. You got to honor it. You got to respect the dream by respecting the grind. Let them sleep. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. You just keep working. Because while they're distracted, you're building. While they're scrolling, you're sharpening. While they're playing games, you're playing for legacy. And one day, they'll see the results and call it luck. They'll say, you're so gifted, but you'll know every inch of progress came with a price. You'll know how many nights you stayed up fighting through the noise. You'll know how many times you pushed through fear and failure because your dream was too valuable to let go of. Let me know when you're ready for Keynote No 0.3, or if you want to mix in some other vibes, maybe more cinematic, Preacher Maya, or Poetic Punch. Of course. Here's Keynote No 0.3. Pressure makes diamonds, not excuses. Expanded into a 900-word motivational monologue, raw and focused, in that signature Denzel-style tone. No ending sentences, no headings. Pressure makes diamonds, not excuses. You want to shine, you want to rise, you want the world to see what you're capable of, then don't run from the pressure. Don't fear it. Don't avoid it. Step into it, own it. Because pressure is the place where champions are forged. It's not a punishment, it's a proving ground. And the people who become something in this life, who leave a mark, who break the cycle, who rise above it all, they're not the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who looked pressure in the face and said, let's go. See, everybody wants success until it asks for sacrifice. Everybody wants growth until they realize growth comes through heat, through friction, through uncomfortable moments where everything in you wants to quit, but something stronger in you says, not yet. That's pressure. Pressure doesn't care about your excuses. Pressure doesn't wait for the perfect time. Pressure shows up unannounced and demands that you respond. And you've got two choices: fold under it or be formed by it. Excuses are easy. They're everywhere. The world is full of people who can explain why they didn't make it, why they didn't chase the dream, why they backed down, why they gave up. But explanations don't leave legacies. Excuses don't build empires. Nobody remembers the person who almost tried. You don't get remembered for what you planned. You get remembered for what you pushed through. That's the pressure. Pressure is waking up early when your body begs for sleep. Pressure is staying focused when the world offers a million distractions. Pressure is doing the right thing when no one would blame you for doing the easy thing. And in those moments, when you're tired, when you're doubting yourself, when you're questioning if any of it's worth it, you got to remind yourself, this pressure is making me stronger. It's making me sharper. It's building something in me that comfort never could. People talk about diamonds like they just appear, like they're picked up off the ground ready to shine. But diamonds are born in heat. They're born in darkness. They're born under intense, relentless pressure. That's what turns carbon something ordinary into something rare. That's what elevates something common into something priceless. And guess what? That's you. That's what's happening inside you every time you keep going. Every time you choose discipline over doubt. Every time you trade comfort for calling, you're not breaking, you're becoming. You've got to stop asking for a lighter load and start building a stronger back. Stop praying for easy and start preparing for elevation. Pressure doesn't mean you're in the wrong place. Sometimes pressure is confirmation that you're exactly where you need to be. Because nothing great comes without resistance. Nothing valuable comes without a cost. That pressure you feel, that's the weight of purpose. That's the evidence that you're carrying something powerful. And power always comes with pressure. It's real easy to make excuses, to blame the timing, to blame the people around you, to point fingers and say, if I had what they had, I'd be further by now. But comparison is a thief and excuses are a trap. The truth is, everyone's got pressure. The difference is what they do with it. Some people use it as a reason to stop. Others use it as fuel. They turn pressure into purpose. They use it to build, to climb, to fight, to sharpen their edge until no excuse is strong enough to stop them. You have to understand this isn't about being perfect. This isn't about having it all figured out. It's about being willing to stay in the fire long enough for it to do what it was meant to do. To refine you, to strip away the fear, to burn off the lies, to shape you into something that doesn't just survive the pressure, but thrives in it. Because once you realize that the pressure isn't the enemy, it's the environment for your transformation, then you stop running from it. You stop resenting it, you start respecting it. Let the pressure do its work. Let it challenge you. Let it test your patience, your focus, your resilience. Because the person who can perform under pressure, that's the person who's ready for the stage, for the spotlight, for the responsibility. You think pressure goes away when you reach the top? No, pressure increases, but so does your strength, so does your clarity. And if you've been training in the pressure all along, then when that moment comes, you don't fold, you rise. You don't need easier circumstances, you need a stronger belief, a deeper reason, a more powerful why. Because when your why is strong enough, pressure becomes your training ground. It becomes a place where you grow your grit, where you deepen your roots, where you build unshakable discipline that doesn't bend every time life gets hard. And that's what separates the real from the rest. Not talent, not luck, but the ability to keep showing up under pressure and deliver. Let me know when you're ready for Keynote No 0.4, or if you'd like to explore these speeches in a different rhythm or tone. Absolutely. Here's Keynote No 0.4. Faith and focus. Every day, all day. Expanded into a 900-word monologue. Steady, powerful, and intentional. Delivered with that grounded, commanding Denzel-style energy. No ending sentences, no headings. Faith and focus. Every day, all day. That's the mindset. That's the discipline. That's the armor. Because this world will try to pull you in every direction. It'll whisper doubt in your ear, throw distractions in your path, make you question your timing, your talent, even your worth. But if you've got faith and focus, locked in, locked down, then you walk different. You move with a clarity that chaos can't touch. You operate with a power that fear can't shake. Faith is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting the process when nothing makes sense. It's waking up with no evidence of the outcome, but still believing the outcome is coming. It's looking at the mountain and saying, I don't know how I'm getting over this, but I will. Because faith doesn't ask you to see it. It asks you to believe it before it's there. That's real strength. That's what holds you together when everything else is falling apart. And then there's focus. Focus is the gatekeeper. Focus is the muscle you flex when distractions come calling. The emails, the opinions, the critics, the noise. It's always there, but focus says, not now, I've got work to do. Focus says, I'm not here to entertain nonsense. I'm here to build something that lasts. Because when your focus is sharp, your time gets sacred. Your energy gets expensive. You stop giving it to things that don't feed your future. You can have big dreams, big ideas, big goals, but without focus, they stay stuck on paper. Without faith, they never leave the ground. That's why they go together. That's why it's not one or the other. It's both. Faith and focus, belief and discipline, vision and execution. One keeps your heart in it. The other keeps your hands moving. One reminds you why you started. The other makes sure you finish. Faith says, keep going. It's already written. Focus says, let's get it done. Faith lifts you when you're low. Focus centers you when you drift. Together, they make you unbreakable. Together, they silence the doubt. Because there are going to be days when you feel off track. Days when it feels like nothing's working. That's when you come back to your faith. That's when you say, this isn't the end. It's just the in-between. And while you're in the in-between, you don't sit still. You stay focused. You keep planting seeds. You keep doing the small things with excellence, knowing that the big things are on the way. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lose focus, or they lose faith, or both. They start strong, full of energy, full of hope, but then life hits. Distractions show up. Doubt creeps in. And instead of locking in, they fall off. Instead of pushing through, they pull back. But not you. You made a decision, a real decision, to stay in it, to hold the vision even when it gets blurry, to protect your peace, protect your time, protect your dream. Every day you choose. Every day you either feed the faith or feed the fear. You either direct your focus or get dragged by distractions. There is no neutral. There is no autopilot on this path. You've got to be intentional. You've got to be committed. Not once, not sometimes, every day, all day. Because that's what it takes. That's the price of purpose. That's the discipline of destiny. You want to do something meaningful? You want to live a life that matters? Then get comfortable being uncomfortable. Get comfortable being misunderstood. because faith will have you doing things that don't make sense to people who never saw your vision. Focus will have you saying no to things that everyone else says yes to. But that's the difference between good and great. That's the distance between average and unstoppable. You don't need more approval. You don't need more applause. You need more alignment. Alignment with your calling, alignment with your values, and alignment only happens when you stay faithful to who you are and focused on where you're going. That's how you make real progress. Quiet, steady, unshakable progress. The kind that lasts. The kind that doesn't disappear when the hype dies down. The kind that's built in silence but speaks loud when it shows up. This isn't about motivation. Motivation fades. This is about devotion. This is about making faith and focus part of your lifestyle. Not just when things are good. Not just when it's easy. But every season. Every level. Because every level comes with new pressure. Every breakthrough comes with new battles. And if you're not anchored, you'll drift. If you're not locked in, you'll get knocked off course. That's why you've got to check in with yourself daily. Ask yourself, where's my faith today? Where's my focus? Am I moving with purpose or am I just reacting? Am I grounded or am I scattered? Am I trusting the process or trying to force the outcome? These questions keep you sharp. They keep you aligned. They keep you from wasting days, wasting potential, wasting the gift that's been put in you. Let me know if you're ready to move on to Keynote Note 0.5 or want to flip the style, make it more poetic, narrative driven, or even sermon-like.